This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate. It's the Fridayest Friday. For one, Bodie Wells to my right. He is on vacation after today. Could not be more excited. Good morning, Carp. How are you this morning, my friend?
Good morning. Good morning to both of you guys. How's everything going?
It's going great. Big show lined up for you today here. Tito, Bobby Carpenter, Bodie Wells, the aforementioned Bodie Wells. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. 2 hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, Twitter, Facebook. Catch the show from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Download the podcast anywhere you get your audio. We will close out the week today at the final segment of the program with the best way we know how with A.J. Hawk. We'll get some Ask AJ questions in there. We'll talk to him. Also, lots of talk with college football, as there always is. College football's turned into a year-round sport, Bob, as much as the NFL has, with all the things we can talk about there. The Browns, we'll hear from Deshaun Watson. Even if you don't want to, you're still going to hear from Deshaun Watson, what's going on there in Cleveland. But also some Buckeyes named on Phil Steele's preseason All-America teams. Yes, folks, it's that time. Phil Steele is a name we will be using quite often between now and the start of football season. Last night, the Reds and Guardians both off. Reds and D-backs play today at 7:10 p.m. Guardians and Tigers at 7:10 p.m. tonight. Game 5, Knicks and Spurs tomorrow night at 8:30. Knicks lead that series 3-1. Bob, do you think we will be talking about a Game 6 when we get here on Monday, or will we be talking about the Knicks winning a championship?
Ooh, I think the Spurs win Game 5.
Okay.
Listening to Wemby's comments after the game, I think they win Game 5. Now, after that, I'm not sure what happens, but I think that they've got a little bit of fight. He was talking about choices, decisions you can make. You can either push in your chips, you can go back and play, and he sounded like a guy convicted that he was going to come out ready to go. Can they close out the deal? Will they be able to win the game? I'm not positive. I feel like they can. I mean, I think they've only been outscored, even though it's 3-1, I think by 8 in the entire series. They've only outscored the Spurs by 8 in the entire series. So, I mean, it's been fairly even. It's just a matter of can they close out a game. And I feel like at home they should have a pretty good shot, despite the fact they're 0-2. I
would love to see what their numbers are after 36 minutes each game, as far as how much they're up, because they've got to be leading then. But at that point, I would think by after 24 and after 36 minutes, the Spurs have to have a sizable advantage there in that one. Group stage. Tonight, 9 o'clock, Bob, USA against Paraguay. Paraguay. Do we have an official pronunciation on that one? Or are they both acceptable?
I've always called it Paraguay, but
I heard Paraguay yesterday on this here radio station on one of the updates, but is it Paraguay, Bodie?
I've always said Paraguay.
There you go.
Let's
go with that.
Okay,
pretend that's right for sure, but
that's okay.
That's what I said.
My mic isn't working.
Your mic's not working?
No.
Well, we can hear you.
Exactly. I said my button for my mic isn't working.
To turn it off?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
That's nice.
At least they could turn on, right?
That could make the breaks more interesting.
Well, I turned it on, but
Bob, the fan poll yesterday was how much of the World Cup will you watch? It was like all of it. It was only U.S. games, most of it, or none of it. How much of the World Cup do you think you will be partaking in?
I was hoping to watch a little bit yesterday. I did not, but I'll watch the U.S. games and then plus a little bit more. So whatever that is.
Boatman, you're on vacation.
I would say USA. Yeah, like I'll throw it on tonight. Am I going to go out of my way to stay up, start to finish?
Right.
9 o'clock start, probably not, but it'll be on. Check it out.
It's here. By here I mean the U.S., Mexico, Canada hosting the World Cup this year, which is so we'll see. I don't know. Look, with the World Cup, and this will be the extent of our World Cup talk today. But I would like to see the USA get to the round of whether 8, like the quarterfinals. I would feel very good about the team if they made it that far.
Yeah, I think they're like kind of favored to get to the round of 16.
Right,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so too.
So they're pretty heavily favored to at least get out of group stage, and then from there it's kind of maybe a little hit or miss, and hopefully. For the betting odds, they say they'll win a game, and then hopefully maybe win one or two more after that.
This question came up, and it's one that I find interesting because in 1994, the World Cup came to the United States.
Okay.
You were probably not even born yet.
That's correct. Yep.
Yes.
I was 10. 11 years old, 10 years old. And you would have thought 32 years later, by the time that we're hosting again, that we would have won more than one knockout game over the last 8 World Cups or whatever it's been.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's gosh, the women have been so good too, but I don't know. I guess it's just basketball, football are so popular in this country that
we have
it's always
so
gonna
many.
pull away
We have so many people and
athletes.
so many kids play soccer growing up. And
Is it okay?
I was listening to Landon Donovan talk about this, and just he said the way that we do it is broken in the United States, and maybe that's true. But when you have 350 million people and the caliber of athletes that we have in the United States and the training programs and everything else that's available,
Can't find 24, are you?
that you can't find. I mean, even 15 is
Yeah.
really all you need to be able to go out there and play at a high level, to be able to be a consistent top 10 team in the world. And I would say that's fairly disappointing and probably an indictment on the U.S. soccer program.
Now, when Landon Donovan said that, is that a we don't care enough, like broken?
No, it's just like the way that it's set up, what they emphasize, how they play, just develop players, a lot of different things.
just top to bottom.
Yeah,
kinda.
I think more so like the youth level and how we're getting.
Yeah, I meant like at the youth level, a top to bottom problem.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Is what I think he was alluding to, because we've developed really great international players. It's just we don't have a very good team, and I don't know if that's depth of talent or how they play or whatever it is.
What to that point, Bob? Yes, I have heard that as well. That it's a thing where it goes to basketball also. We talked about when was the last time we had? It's been a long time since an American-born player win the MVP.
8 years.
8 years in the NBA, and there's a lot of similarities there into why the perception is that's happened, and also in soccer why the lack of success, if you will, that the way that we do youth sports here. And Bob, you've seen this, and I've seen this, that it's a focus on, like, we're going to practice a couple times a week, then games. We're going to play 6 games a week, whatever. We're going to do all this stuff. Whereas on the European side, in soccer and in basketball, they do more. We're going to train and practice the skills.
It's a football model.
Yes, they're going to do that. We're going to practice more of the skills, though, and fewer games, more work on skills. Fewer, tournaments, more work on just on getting to know the games and the actual things that involved in the game that then lead to that. And that's been part of it too. I was 23 in 94, Bob. I remember, and it was different then with the World Cup, different with sports in general, because it was not as accessible as it is now. Whereas, like, you had to go someplace usually to watch the World Cup games. You had to go, like, to a sports bar or restaurant to watch. If you want to watch, like, Chile against Mexico, it wasn't like on NBC at home. It wasn't like something you could stream at home. Yeah. And so you had to go somewhere. And the atmospheres in sports bars, and I did this because I worked for Damon's over there, and spent a lot of time at the Park University one there on Olentangy when it used to be there. But it was fans coming in and bringing their flags to their countries. And it was such an experience seeing all the ways. It was just as intense, if not more, than a college football Saturday in places like that. And it won't be that way now, but I remember how huge it was here then. But I'm with you, Bob. It seems like we should have a better team after all this time, a better national team.
Just a better. We should have a. I thought that it would be further along. Yeah. As a program entirely.
Yeah, as we look at it now, it hasn't gotten any better. It's like, okay, no. It's back when we just talked about expectations. There's no way any of us expect the USA to be in the among the final 4 teams left. We'd be shocked by that. Yeah. And I'm like thinking, if they get to the 8, if they get to the quarterfinals, it's a fantastic tournament. And you would think that U.S., big bad U.S., and us, we should be better than that.
It's the 250th anniversary of the country.
Let's do something here.
Come on, man.
All right, Bodie, let's let Bob make me smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Last chance this week. Make me smarter, Bob.
Well, I'll do my very best.
Thank you.
It is Friday, June 12th, the 163rd day of the year. 202 days remaining. We get back, like I said, we'll be in the 190s on Monday. This date, 1817, the earliest form of the bicycle called The Dandy Horse, is ridden by Carl Van Dra, the Frenchie.
Next day, also the first very balloon animal, the bicycle was made, balloon bicycle.
Oh, there you go. Make me a
At a
bicycle
wedding,
clown.
yes.
This date, 1908, the Lusitania crosses the Atlantic in a record 4 days and 15 hours. It's so funny.
I'm just thinking 4 days. That sounds like a terrible voyage.
4 days is pretty quick. Back then.
For 4 days, it was
I think
Learjet.
on
Yes.
a boat today, 4 days would be pretty fast.
A lot of rowing.
I don't know if they did any rowing.
Yeah.
The Lusitania is a.
If you're gonna go row, let's make it real. Let's keep it real.
I don't know what that means, but sure. It's a steam engine ship. This date, 1939, the Baseball Hall of Fame opens in Cooperstown, New York.
The name Cooperstown became synonymous with baseball immortality on June 12, 1939, when the doors to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum officially opened for the first time. The Baseball Hall of Fame had been established 3 years earlier with the election of the first 5 members. And the front of the museum provided the stage for the first induction ceremony on Main Street in the quaint village. The festivities included appearances by Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson, Connie Mack, and many more members of the first 4 induction classes.
There we go. This date, 1942, Anne Frank receives her diary on her 13th birthday. Very notable that it's been published widely and read as part of World War II history. 1954, Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley in his Comets is released.
Have some fun when the clock strikes one. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
1963, Surfer Girl and Little Deuce Coupe are recorded by the Beach Boys.
Little Deuce Coupe, not one of Johnny Depp's favorite songs,
Why is that?
based on his experience with this former. The Deuce Coupe.
1965, Sonny and Cher make their first appearance on American Bandstand.
Genie Bob is our newborn king, And the beat goes on.
We got traded that really overshot what his level was. Sonny Bono, good for him.
Well, I mean, all you gotta have is a good team. Doesn't matter who the star is.
If you go up 5 levels, if you're a 5 and date a 10, that's a huge leap right there. I think Sonny Bono was probably a 5 and dated a 9 or a 10.
Well, there you go. And he's not around anymore.
He is not. Watch out for that tree.
Eminem talked about that.
Who did, Eminem?
Yeah.
Which one? Okay.
What do you mean?
I was trying to think what that was from. I'm trying to think what when Eminem talked about it.
Oh, and his songs also talked about Krista Reeves.
I knew the Reeves thing. I didn't know about the Bono. I can't remember the Sonny Bono reference.
Sonny
but
Bono
okay.
hitting some trees.
Yeah.
1981, the start of a franchise. It's kind of faded off as they've tried to do some more recent ones, but the first in the Indiana Jones trilogy is released in 81 today, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What'd you say?
Wait, I don't need any help.
You do. Not the man I knew 10 years ago.
It's not the years, honey. It's the mileage. What? Please, I don't need a nurse. I just want to
He's
sleep.
such a baby.
Marion, leave me.
How's this here?
Go away. Yes. Hurts. Ow.
Well, goddamn it, anywhere doesn't it hurt?
Here.
Oh, there we go.
Here.
1987, one of the most famous speeches you will find, with Ronald Reagan helping to bring the Cold War to an end. He challenged Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down that wall.
General Secretary Gorbachev, If you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Don't make them like that anymore, Bob.
No, they don't. His funeral was yesterday, 2004. This date, 1990. Ricky Henderson becomes the second player to steal 900 bases. And then in 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were murdered.
911 emergency.
Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just send somebody over here?
Okay, what is he doing there?
He just drove up again.
He just drove up.
Over?
Okay, wait a minute. What kind of car is he in?
He's in a white Bronco, but first of all, he broke the back door down to get in.
Okay, wait a minute. What's your name?
Nicole Simpson.
Okay, is he the sportscaster or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Wait a minute. We're sending the police. What is he doing? Is he threatening you?
I'm going nuts.
Okay, has he threatened you in any way, or is he just harassing you?
You're going to hear him in a minute. He's about to come in again.
Okay, just stay on the line.
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit.
Wait a minute. Wait, just stay on the line so we can know what's going on till the police get there, okay? Okay, Nicole?
Uh-huh.
Sure enjoyed finding that, Bodie.
Yeah, that didn't put me in the brightest of moods yesterday morning after the show, I will say that.
Yeah, but in 2010, Toy Story 3 premieres today in Italy. It was the first animated film to gross $1 billion. So good job out of them.
New one's coming out, I think a week from today.
Right. Yeah, say later this month. Some birthdays today. George H.W. Bush, the 41st President of the United States, was born in 1924. Anne Frank, as we mentioned earlier, 13th birthday, was born in 1929. And one of the most famed sportscasters of all time, known mostly for his work on the basketball court or potentially with some stilettos, Marv Albert turning 85.
Mo Williams will throw in. Rashard Lewis playing off the ball. Lewis gets it to LeBron for three for the win. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer as the Cavaliers have pulled it out to tie the series, and what a miraculous shot by James!
There we go, Marv Albert. Yes! Meredith Brooks, famed singer, turning 68 today. And Jordan Peterson, the Canadian psychologist and former Harvard, the writer and former Harvard professor, turning 64.
One of the things that's really freeing to understand is that you're screwed no matter what you do. There's no secure path forward. Give it up. It's risk everywhere, except for two things. You can pick your risk. That's the first thing. So you get to pick your poison. That's something. And second, you're a lot tougher than you think. So even though there's risk everywhere, if you confront it forthrightly, what you'll find is that you can actually handle the risk.
There we go. Turning 50 years young today, Mr. Two-time All-Star, Carolina Tar Heel, Mr. Antoine Jameson. And turning 47, former Iowa Hawkeye and Indianapolis Colt, Mr. Dallas Clark.
They're the visiting Road Scouters. Third down. Quick toss, nice safe pass. Dallas Clark, first down and more. The tight end ahead of the field. To the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Iowa Hawkeyes. Dallas Clark, 95 yards.
There you go. Dallas Clark, 95 yards for the score. Former Celtics legend Drew Holiday turning 36 today. And some passings. One of the antagonists of the Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Laker. The logo, Mr. Jerry West.
West's leadership propelled the Lakers to an astounding 9 NBA Finals appearances. But so many of those ended in disappointment, despite Mr. Clutch turning in some of the greatest performances in NBA history. None was more memorable than 1969's.
The Celtics are doing everything they can. They're double teaming and triple teaming Jerry West, and he's still getting the basket for the Lakers.
West was named Finals MVP of that series, marking the only time in league history that a player from the losing side earned the award.
I want to say that Jerry West was absolutely fantastic. That was one of the greatest exhibitions I ever saw in my life.
Sorry, I think it's the first time, Bob. I think that they gave away when they awarded NBA Finals MVP. It was the first time they did it.
Was the first one?
Yeah, and he's the only one who's been on a losing team, as he said there.
Is that 69?
69, yes, sir.
They had this question on Get Up yesterday, and they, stumped what's his name?
Hembo?
No, Hembo put it
did he?
together.
Okay.
Wendy. And who is the Finals MVP with the lowest career scoring average or season scoring average?
Okay, I'm gonna guess. You know it?
Was it Kawhi?
No.
I was gonna say Cedric Maxwell for Boston in 1981. No.
What? Is it closer to now or long ago?
No, older.
Older.
Lowest for the season he had coming in, and still won the
Finals MVP.
Finals MVP with the lowest scoring average. So Maxwell and 81 with Celtics. I don't think he scored that much, but
It was barely over 10 points.
Really?
10.8.
I don't. Was it Willis Reed? I don't know who it would have been. I don't have a guess.
Wes Unseld.
Unseld for the Bullets.
Yes.
77 or 78? Because they played the Sonics back-to-back years and they split.
I don't remember the year,
Yeah.
but I know that was the answer.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
Okay.
Pass you on this date, 2022, actor Philip Baker Hall.
Look, if you think this is about overdue fines and missing books, you better think again. This is about that kid's right to read a book without getting his mind warped. Or maybe that turns you on, Seinfeld. Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies. Well, I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over. You got 7 days, Seinfeld. That is 1 week.
There we go. Some other passings today. Bill Blass, the founder of the company that bears his name. And as I mentioned earlier, the untimely demise of Nicole Brown Simpson in 1994. Some holidays and observances today. It is International Falafel Day, Loving Day, National Jerky Day, Poultry Day, Red Rosé Day, Superman Day, and Wear Blue Day. And those historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Friday, June 12th, the 163rd day of the year, and 202 days remaining this 2026.
Well done as always, General. Coming up next, Deshaun speaks. Let's hear what Watson has to say. We'll talk about the Browns quarterback situation. That's next. Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to speak up, or lend a hand. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Good morning, Juice. Thanks for tuning in with us here on this Friday. Appreciate that, as we always do. Bob, our Vegas Tortorellas, backs against the wall now after jumping out to that early series lead against Carolina, now down 3-2. Game 6 coming up.
That was a tough one last night for
That
him.
was tough. I know Your Highness had, Vegas in 6, which is now not going to happen since Carolina's up 3-2. Your Highness did hit on his $1,500 bet yesterday, though, on his venture to $1 million. It was Dodgers over, I think, 5.5 runs, and they won 8-6 in their game. So
easy one.
Yeah, so now his next one will be a $2,500 bet. We'll see if he gets that one up and running today or when he's going to choose to do it, but he is certainly making progress there. Someone else who is already a millionaire, though, is Deshaun Watson. And he was speaking to the media and talked about how Deshaun Watson, he said, he wants, and this is just, water's wet, but he wants to be the starter this season. Here's Deshaun.
I mean, it's very important. I think each and every person that walks into the locker room should have that mindset that you want to start in this league. That's why we show up each and every day, is to be able to go out there and be able to perform on Sundays or whatever that day is. So, it's definitely the main focus of why, I work hard to be able to come back the way I do.
I want to play one more here, Bob, before we talk about it. Here's Deshaun talking about what the last 18-plus months have been since he had his most recent Achilles injury.
I mean, it was a lot of ups and downs. I learned a lot about myself. Learned that, just got to be patient. Just keep working, keep pushing forward. But, I've always kind of had that mentality since I was a kid, growing up. So it wasn't anything, new for me. The situation and environment was probably new, just being with the type of injuries that I had. But outside of that, just keep pushing forward. That's how life goes. Life is going to continue to go on. So, yeah, it's been tough, but at the same time, I was able to grow and learn.
Injuries, Bob, are injuries, and they're going to happen. Doesn't necessarily mean where you're going to be when those things happen. There's a bit randomness to it, but also their inevitability sometimes. Do you think, going back, Deshaun wishes he would have gone somewhere other than Cleveland? If it would have been a little bit less money, say it would have been a little bit less guaranteed money, do you think that just based on the franchise he went to, do you think that he thinks, what, maybe I should have gone to a different team, or does it matter?
Well, he got traded, so
right.
It wasn't like it was free agency.
No, it wasn't, but he did talk about wanting to go to the Falcons versus the Browns, and he didn't want to go to the Browns until they gave him the full $240 guaranteed entire thing.
Did the Falcons offer as much in compensation as well?
I don't think they offered the same guaranteed money. I think he went to the Browns.
I'm not talking about compensation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about draft compensation.
Oh, so his compensation goes there, yeah.
Because Houston had his rights.
Sure.
They decided where he wanted to go.
Do you think Deshaun, though, wishes he would have gone somewhere else other than Cleveland?
Well, I'm telling you that he may not have had an option.
I understand he may not have had an option, Bob. If you say Deshaun, would you rather be in Cleveland or somewhere else for these last few years? Do you think he would have, if he could have, made a different choice? Or have a different opinion on it? Do you think he would say, you know what, I kind of wish the Atlanta thing would have happened instead of Cleveland?
Well, here's the thing. He was going to get suspended and have to deal with all the stuff that happened from his situation in Houston. Does he still tear his Achilles in Atlanta?
Right. That's what the inevitability. I'm not sure on that one. It may have happened either way, but
that's
with
my
the
point.
Browns,
Is like a lot of the things that have happened with the Browns,
Mm-hmm.
very few of them have been on the field. It hasn't been an organizational thing.
True. The perception, though, is with Browns quarterbacks, though, there's no Falcons jersey like the Browns jersey with the quarterbacks since they came back, where like it shows, the 40 quarterbacks listed.
My point is that none of his issues really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he played and didn't play well for that 12 games.
Yeah, whatever that was. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But that was really the only time he had after being out of football really for 2 years. And then he tears his Achilles. He had the shoulder injury, like all of the stuff that he had. I mean, you could talk about wishing to not want to go with the Browns, but assuming those things happen wherever you're at, there really hasn't been anything that's been a Cleveland issue for him.
It has been a Cleveland issue, but there's the perception, though.
I understand what you're saying, that by coming to Cleveland, that you were just going to struggle at quarterback. What I'm telling you is none of his issues have evolved from him being a Cleveland Brown.
They have not, but the perception when you look at Deshaun Watson, that's all I'm saying is like it's because
the thing is like you're saying because he went there, is that why his career's turned out the way it has the last 5 years? I think that if he would have went anywhere and been injured, it would have looked the same.
I agree with you on that, Bob. Yes, like I said, the injury thing is not something. It's not something that you could say, oh, if he goes to Atlanta, he doesn't get hurt. All I'm talking about is perception and the way Deshaun Watson is viewed. If he had all this happen in Atlanta versus Cleveland, would that change the way Deshaun Watson is, the way he is perceived? Because, like I say, right
I
now,
don't think so.
He's just another name on that jersey in Cleveland. There's not that thing floating around with Atlanta. And so, and I'm not saying...
I mean, you act like they have that list in that poster in the stadium on like the side of a building.
No, they don't, but fans wear it.
I understand that. How many people have you seen wear that?
Wear it. I've seen probably 2 wear it, but I've seen it's on social media every time something happens again with this, where it's like
they post that stuff up there, but it's not like people actively wear those shirts. I've never seen anyone wear one of those shirts.
Not often. That's because it's a shameful thing. Usually, it's like it's ripping the franchise, and nobody other than Browns fans would buy a Browns jersey and do that. I would think. I was wondering, Bob, if being a injury riddled, disappointing, overpaid quarterback is easier to be in Atlanta than in Cleveland.
Was it easier for Tua to be down in Miami than in Cleveland?
Tua, he had success there. He was homegrown, right? I mean, he was the Dolphins from there from day one. That changes things a little bit.
They drafted him. They didn't pay him a lot to bring him in there. There's very few times where you see a quarterback. I mean, Kurt Warner went to New York, and he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Right.
I mean, he got beat up, didn't play well there.
Yep.
And I mean, he was cast for dead.
Yeah, you're right. In New York, it was absolutely
so. Like, my point is, if what had happened to him in Cleveland happened anywhere else, I don't think that changed the perception of him at all.
See, I just think it does, Bob, from the standpoint of the fact that it's Cleveland, and that it's because of Cleveland's history with quarterbacks.
My point is that none of that happened on the field, Thitoff.
I know it didn't happen on the field, Bob. I know, but if you're a first round draft bust for some franchises, I think it holds more weight than if you are for others. If you're a first round quarterback bust for the Raiders,
but here's the thing: like, I don't define Deshaun Watson as a bust. He had a litany of off the field problems,
right?
And he had a shoulder injury and tore his Achilles twice,
right?
He has such a small sample size that I can't say that he wasn't a good player for the Browns.
Right. Okay, Bob, I'm not saying I'm not trying to say he was a first-round bust. He was not. He had a fantastic start to his career and had success in Houston. No doubt about that. All those things are true. I'm just saying in any sport, though, there are certain positions, certain things where if you don't pan out, then it holds more weight, I think, in the perception of people than if you're in other ones. I
disagree with that. I don't think that anybody looks. If he would have been drafted to Cleveland, or if he would have went there and signed and been bad, and the Browns won 4 games over 3 seasons, then I think that would have been different. But if he would have went to Atlanta, and that would have been the same, it probably would have been a similar feel to it.
Just like if you're a Notre Dame quarterback, Ron Powless, if you're somebody who comes out and has all this hype around them.
But here's the thing. He didn't have hype. He had on-field production. He was a Pro Bowl player. The problem is he got suspended and was out of football for basically 2 years and then got hurt. So this isn't something where there was a projection and hype around him. Like he was a playoff winning Pro Bowl caliber quarterback who went to a franchise who his problems followed him there. He had to sit out. He had issues with that. Just because he garnered the largest guaranteed contract in NFL history, that has nothing to do with him being a Cleveland Brown.
It doesn't do Cleveland Brown. That part's fair, Bob. I'm just saying if you are a failed quarterback in Cleveland, it's different than being a failed quarterback in Atlanta or a failed quarterback with the Rams.
Term failed. Like he hasn't even really played.
He hasn't. That's okay.
So that's my point. Is
disappointing? Can you say disappointing?
I would say that it's just been a mess is really all it's been.
Okay.
His play on the field is so small
that
I don't know that you could accurately define his career over the fact that he played, 10, 12 games, whatever that was, the 1 year.
I think that then to use your word, a mess, it has been a mess for Deshaun Watson. And I think being a mess as a starting quarterback in Cleveland is different than being a mess of a starting quarterback in I don't know.
So is Kyler Murray any less of a mess in Arizona?
I think it's perceived that way. Yes, I think it's perceived as less of a mess. Yeah,
I don't think so. When they're talking about you playing video games more than studying your playbook, and you don't know what's going on, and they draft him high, plays well at times, and then they move on from him after giving him a huge deal.
Right.
He's had injuries and everything. Like I don't see that being any different. I see that perceptionally being no different at any organization than if it was there or if it was in Cleveland or wherever.
Well, Bob, when you get to certain schools or certain organizations, certain NFL, college, we'll talk college and NFL both, any of those, if you fail at a certain level or if you disappoint, let's put it that way. I'm sorry. I'm trying the fail word I think is probably.
Because I'm trying to figure out what exactly, like him not having success in Cleveland, is that harder or does it make it look worse on your career? Should you not have gone there because there was some sort of Cleveland curse where no quarterbacks have been successful?
I would say that all I'm saying is, Bob, I think it hits differently.
To who?
I think to the general public about Deshaun Watson. I think that Deshaun.
I don't think any differently about Deshaun's career than I would think about Kyler Murray's or Tua's or Mac Jones, who was up in New England. The difference is with all those guys, they were drafted high, and they didn't have the body of work as a player behind it. And he actually had a body of work as a player, and so it's a very unique case and situation where a guy was traded and then had all this stuff happen to him.
Right.
Some of it was his own infliction, some of it was just random chance, but it wasn't like there was awful play on the field for a sustained time where they had to keep playing.
I will say this, though, Bob. I think it works the other way as well, okay? I think that where I talk about how Deshaun Watson's, if you fail in Cleveland as a quarterback, or if you disappoint, you disappoint harder and more. The same way, if you go to Cleveland and if you have a season where you lead the team to the playoffs, you're damn near statue-worthy in Cleveland versus if you do the same thing in Miami or Buffalo. The extreme works the same way.
Because they haven't had the success.
Exactly, but they've had the disappointment, which is why it fits right in with the narrative there with Cleveland quarterbacks is what I'm saying. And
but the disappointment wasn't because of Cleveland. Like him going there, it wasn't like he played and they didn't have the players around him to be successful.
Okay.
That's the point. Like the organization had nothing to do with any of this.
If you're a mediocre starting quarterback who leads Notre Dame to a national championship.
Let's say Mac Jones.
Oh.
If you're Mac Jones.
He did beat Notre Dame.
And you lead Notre Dame to a national championship.
Well, he was at Alabama, and he did lead them to a national championship, so I'd say that's fairly functionally similar.
Fair. It means more if you're Mac Jones and you are the quarterback at Alabama and lead them to a national championship. Same stats, same quarterback.
Yeah, but now we're talking college versus NFL. I don't think you can – like, of course it matters more at Blue Bloods, but in the NFL I don't really think – also, I can get on board with success.
Right.
If Dak Prescott wins the Super Bowl this year, it'll be talked about more than if
Sam Darnold.
Detroit is that would be a second one. So, but sure, we'll say the Seahawks just in general. But failure, I don't think that's the case. I don't really like if he fails in Atlanta. Like I would say, not nobody cares. It still would have been a story, but I mean, I think it matters more for us because we talk about the Browns and they're one of our teams here.
We're in Ohio,
but I don't think Falcons fans or Arizona fans or Seattle fans really care about Watson any more than we would have if he went to Atlanta and failed.
Okay, I feel like though it's like the extreme thing. It works both ways. It's a great quarterback in Cleveland is greater than a great quarterback in Atlanta. And an underperforming quarterback in Atlanta does not mean as much as an underperforming quarterback in Cleveland. Just the way it gets talked about.
I guess I would just disagree.
You live in Ohio.
Yeah, I don't really.
It's not a national narrative.
I mean, when Matt Ryan,
Dallas,
the Cowboys are a little bit different, though. I mean, that's the Dallas, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Sure.
They're quote unquote America's team. I also don't know that just because ESPN talks about him every day, does the general fan still really care that much? If you went to Atlanta right now, do you think they really talk about Watson? Probably not. The same way we wouldn't if he had gotten traded to Atlanta 5 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever it's been now.
I still think, though, I was trying to point at the extreme between the two and about how I think it's different. There's the range of it registers more either way. If you're a quarterback in Cleveland, if you're a quarterback going back to college in Notre Dame, if you're a quarterback.
I don't think you can compare college, though. That's just like
It's a different animal.
It's a different breed. Would we talk about Cignetti if part of his story is that he won at the losing a school, the sports history, and because Indiana had been at a disadvantage for the last 130 plus years we've been playing the sport. Every NFL team's on the same playing field, on the same even field, So.
All right, coming up next, we will do some quick hitters. Morning Juice.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning. Weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you think of brands that are customer focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
What's up, Reese? Hey, Don. Didn't we do a 5K fun run last year? Yeah, I think we did. Do you want to do it again this year? Sure. All right.
Registration for the Fan 5K is now open. Join your favorite personalities June 20th at Otterbein University. The Fan 5K features a medal, t-shirt, free race photos, and a post-race party.
Get your spot today at 971therace.com.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, Bodie, knock this one out. You can take the week off next week. What do you have?
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, fellas, happy Friday. Best day of the work week. We'll start here with some college football as part of his annual magazine previewing all 136 FBS teams for this upcoming college football season. Phil Steele released his preseason All-American teams in Ohio State. Per usual, well represented on this list here. He has 6 different Buckeyes across his 4 different teams. I always thought All-American teams kind of stopped after 3, but he said, there's so many good players, let's do 4. Or maybe there's more. I don't know. The 11 Warriors story had 4 teams. So we had Jeremiah Smith, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, on the first team. Julian Sayin at quarterback, and then 2 offensive linemen, Luke Montgomery and Austin Sareveld, on the third team. And then how about this long snapper, Dalton Riggs, made the 4th team, as well as, say, safety, maybe nickel corner, maybe a little bit of safety, Earl Little Jr. coming in the portal on the 4th team as well. Bobby, my question for you, if there was to be a 7th Buckeye on the list to be added, whose All-American potential season would have the biggest impact on the Buckeyes having a great year this year?
It's a really good question. I would say maybe Devin Sanchez.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're the best corner in the country, like what you can do on defense, I think that would be huge. They've got obviously some offensive linemen. You've got the quarterback. You've got a wide receiver. You've got Earl Little Jr. I didn't realize they had snappers.
Neither did I.
I mean, that's...
I'll be honest, I was unaware of the name Dalton Riggs till I read the story, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Not locked into the long snappers, not sure. Feel like it's kind of one of those positions that it's like, if you've ever heard their name, seems like maybe a bad thing.
Right.
You know, you'd rather never hear that name all season, but nevertheless, making the 4th team there, Tito. There you go.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I felt the same thing you guys said. When I saw long snappers, like, wait, that's an All-American. But I guess be really good at something. If you could specialize in something like that.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong.
If that gets you there,
sure.
You know, I don't know. Do you think that there's an NIL deal involved of any significance for a long snapper, Bob? Do you think a long snapper warrants...
what is significance? I'm sure that there's something coming to him.
I would say, let me throw a number out there. I'm going to say $50,000.
That's probably the number.
Think it's about what it is?
I would imagine.
Around that, yeah.
Around that.
I was wondering when I saw that, I was wondering how much does a long snapper actually make? But you're right, though, Bodie. You better be 100% on your snaps. Because if we do talk about you, it's
probably not a great thing.
It's not good if it's not good if we are spending time talking about failings, because you can go 99 out of 100 if that one that you missed, though, is in the Michigan game.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the cost of a game or something like that.
The one that you miss is a 27-yarder to tie Indiana.
I wasn't going to go there. I wasn't going to go there. But
anybody else, Tito, that you would say, man, if this guy had an All-American caliber season, along with Devin Sanchez, like Carp mentioned there, that you would be like, man, the Buckeyes are going to be really good this year if this guy becomes the 7th name on the list.
Yeah,
let's say the first 6 just happened, if there was to be 7th.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like Bo Jackson quite a bit this year, but it's hard. It's going to be hard to distinguish yourself, I think, in the group just because of how much they're going to spread it around. And I think Jackson will be the most prominent of the group, the best stats. But when you've got the depth they've got, and also Legend Bay being there, if he starts taking into some of that as well, it's going to be difficult for any running back or receiver other than Jeremiah Smith to really stand out. You know what I mean? It's because of how much they're going to pass it around, how much they're going to move the ball around, how many guys are going to touch the ball. And, if you have in a situation like Bo Jackson, you can have that kind of, if you have enough moments from the season, if you have a couple of moments where you do something significant in a very big game, then it could swing the pendulum a different way. But I would after Sanchez, which is a great call by Bob, probably Bo Jackson be next for me.
I would take the other Jackson on the other side of the ball and go Kenyatta.
Oh,
I think if he had an All-American season, then you're looking at another.
Good job, Bodie.
Thanks, Bob.
I like that answer.
I think if he had an All-American caliber season, you're looking at another defense that is just going to be extremely, extremely good this season. All right, guys, to the NFL. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott was set to be the NFL's only $60 million man in the NFL this upcoming season, but now he has a new partner in that club with him as the Kansas City Chiefs have added 2 years to Patrick Mahomes' deal and a reworked contract that ties the two together through the 2033 season. The contract now values out to be nearly $505 million. It's the first one in NFL history worth $500 million, and the new deal averages $64 million per season, the highest figure in NFL history. Since they traded up to draft him at 10th overall in the 2017 NFL Draft, I mean, what else can you say about the guy? Last 7 years, last year wasn't so great, but the prior 7 seasons before that, 5 Super Bowl appearances, won 3 of them. The 2 times they didn't make the Super Bowl, they lost in the AFC title game to Tom Brady's Patriots in his first season starting, and then got clipped there by the Bengals in the AFC title game in overtime there in 2021. So, Tito, you could always kind of make an argument that out of the highest paid players in any sport, so there's going to be a few that are maybe a little overpaid just because their contract came up at the right time. Yeah. This guy is not overpaid by a cent.
No, we did that exercise earlier this week. We looked at the players. We talked about Mayfield's contract, Baker Mayfield's potential contract, and should he be a top 10 paid quarterback. And some of those names on the list were because simply of when they signed their contracts. Mahomes' deal could get close to $525 million if all the different incentives and escalators are met. But deal averages $64 million a year. And yes, among quarterbacks now that are most worth it, it's always interesting to me, Bob, when you look at how many players get paid based on what they did and what they will do, and the difference in that one. Obviously, with a deal like this, they still have high expectations. They expect, I would think, the Chiefs and Mahomes, with this deal, they are expecting, I would think, multiple Super Bowl appearances going forward, not just the ones that happened in the past, but Mahomes certainly worth all of that.
Hey, you're paying him like he's the best quarterback in the game. And the reality is, over the last decade, he's been the best quarterback in the game. He's been the most consistent. He's played well in the regular season. He's played well in the postseason. Last year, obviously, he has the injury. They don't play as well as a team. They're kind of retooling around him as they've been aging. But he's the guy that you want, being your signal caller for the next 7 to 10 years. And that's why they've locked him up on this. They've given him these long deals. And so there's times where his deal outpaced the market early, and then after a couple years, he wasn't even in the top 10 highest paid guys.
Yeah.
Or like right there at the bottom of that. And so they were able to kind of put some players around him, and then you rework the deal and move it forward. And you love ownership. I mean, their agents love saying it's the first $500 million deal. So it's a win for everybody in that situation.
Yeah, and if you look at it, too, he's also done a very good job of representing the franchise well. There's no, look, the biggest knocks on him as far as, off the field have been his brother, and some of the stuff his brother did. But nothing on him, though, personally, though. It's not like he's out there doing things that bring shame to the Chiefs franchise or the Chiefs.
The best.
Shame.
I don't know about I just think he's done a very good job, though, of being a professional with the Chiefs, and he's done nothing to hurt the image of the franchise.
We'll stay with the NFL here, guys. It was another heartbreaking end to a Buffalo Bills season last year as they fell in overtime to the Broncos in Denver, 33-30. And in that game, it was an up-and-down performance for quarterback Josh Allen. He threw for 283 yards and 3 scores, rushed for another 66 yards on the ground, but he also had 4 turnovers in the loss, including throwing an interception on Buffalo's only drive of the extra period in OT. But, hey, good news. It was a good season off the field for the Bills quarterback, as for the first time in his career, he led the NFL in player merchandise sales. He claimed the #1 spot by selling a ton of jerseys, including being the top international jersey seller in the league. He also ranked highly in youth apparel, fathead, and bobblehead sales. So there you go. Behind him, 2 through 10 on the list was Drake May, Saquon Barkley, JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who jumped up more than 50 spots on the list. That worked out pretty well for his monster season last year and the Seahawks Super Bowl winning season. And then Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, and Mike Micah Parsons made up the top 10. Ben Ruiz, who is the VP of Consumer Products and Strategy for NFL Players Incorporated, said to keep an eye out on Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Myles Garrett, and Fernando Mendoza as guys who can make a leap up for this upcoming season. But Carp, that list, probably nobody jumping out too much there. I think Josh Allen being number 1 and all those names I read through would, if I gave you a dozen or so guesses, I think you probably could have got those top 10.
What's interesting of note, though, is that Josh Allen is number 1 international jersey sales.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd consider Buffalo necessarily a hub of international commerce. And that's the thing about the NFL that's unique more than just about any other sport, is you could have a guy who re-signs, who's a quarterback who hasn't really won anything of significance in one of the smallest markets in professional sports, and he has the number 1 international sales jersey. Like, that's crazy. I mean, he's not LeBron James. He wasn't Kobe Bryant. Hell, he's not even, Tom Brady, who was in New England. He's in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And that's like the power of the NFL and why it really works is because you can be in a small market like that and still have that type of broad international appeal.
It just speaks to the genius of the NFL and how that you mentioned Buffalo being a smaller market. And Bob, we've done this exercise before. We've talked about, if the NFL started today, there are certain markets that would not get teams. If they had forgotten about past and all stuff, just looked at where they've looked at market size and teams like cities like Buffalo, Green Bay would not. Cincinnati, I don't think. I think
Columbus would probably have
Columbus would have one, right? Versus some of these other ones. There'd be a lot of franchises like that, though, that ended up getting franchises and have been very successful. It shows how smart the NFL is at marketing it and the way they do things. It
displays the reason why you can do that is because of how the salary cap structure is set up, the reverse order drafting, the commitment to parity, and the fact that they pool and share revenue. And the TV contracts are so big.
Yeah.
And that's the thing in baseball, the asymmetries you have with that, and that's why those smaller markets will never be able to have success.
And by the way, congrats to Paul Keels, Hall of Famer, the longtime voice of the Buckeyes. He's in the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame now, one of 14 members of the class that get inducted for 2026. Keels has been here since 1998. That's amazing to me. He's been here that long. But well-deserved, certainly a pro. Love listening to Keels and Lachey on the broadcast here, and also Keels and Ronnie Stokes that do basketball. And I've said before, Bob, I've told the story about when I remember I was doing something for OHSAA, and Keels was calling a couple of high school football state championship games, I think 1 or 2 at Ohio Stadium, before hopping in the car and then driving to Indy to do the Ohio State 59-0 win over Wisconsin. That was all in the same day, and seeing the work that goes into that. And you've done some of this stuff, Bob, and you've done some color for ESPN and other outlets there, but it's quite the art form.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the best. He's got relentless preparation, which is anybody will tell you if you're good at that. It's the amount of time you put in prior to the broadcast is what makes it good. And so he does that. And in preparing, he comes out really well during his production.
He does, and he does a fantastic job with all of that. And so, love Keels, and a very down-to-earth kind of guy. And so, and seeing him around the studio here and seeing him around the station here is always a treat for that. All right, coming up next, we'll get to the top of the hour, and the Big Ten has said something about Texas Tech athletics. We will talk about that next. This is Morning Juice.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief.
Hi, I'm Bobby Carpenter.
And I'm Jake Ballard.
And we are both QC Kinetics believers. We are both pain-free in the knees.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite Fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. If you're looking for the inside scoop on the Buckeyes, you've come to the right place. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice, final hour of the program. Final hour for Bodie for a while.
Maybe ever.
Don't say.
That'd be awesome. I'd be really happy for you.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Just hang out there, down there beachside. Last year when we went out to this little, I don't even know what you would want to call it there. Just a hangout spot, kind of in the ocean, but the shallower end.
Yeah.
Don't know what that would be called, but
Sandbar.
nevertheless. Yes, thank you, Bob. Yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. And when you're out there are people driving around these real small boats selling ice cream, Chick-fil-A.
It sounds great.
I mean, I figure I could do that. Figure it out. Just hang out in the sun. I love the water, so.
Just be happy, dude. Be so happy, man.
I'd probably get more
Go on
sleep.
vacation and never come back.
Yeah, just live in the vacation.
Everybody's always wanted to live on vacation, and you'd get a chance
Might
to
start,
do that.
yeah.
But here,
You know?
I
Have
guess
you seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Oh, yeah.
Like Paul Rudd, dude. Kunu, we'll call you Kunu.
as soon as I got here, I threw my watch away. I mean, I still have time on my phone, but you don't need to watch anymore. That was a great movie. Bob, I disagree with you on, and this is probably fundamentally another one of the differences between you and I, one of several. I don't want Bodie to not come back.
I want Bodie to be happy.
I want to be happy with us.
Wow.
I want to be
That's
happy
called being
here.
selfish.
That's fine. I'm just saying, I think, as much as I want Bodie to have a fantastic vacation, but I don't want him to say, you know what, I'm not coming back. I don't want that. And you're right, that is selfish, Bob. I'll take that. That's fine. Bob, there have been some conferences, some teams have talked about, some anonymous sources, based on what's going on with Sorsby and Texas Tech, that they should stop scheduling all games, every sport, with Texas Tech in a protest for what's going on there. Now, Texas Tech is defending. They are
justifying.
Are they just okay? I'm saying justifying and defending. Which one would you say they're doing?
Cody Campbell came out and said there's a lot of terrible things that happened at Penn State, and nobody stopped scheduling them. I'm like, but their coach got fired, and Jerry Sandusky's in prison.
Right.
Also, the program suffered a significant amount of.
And by the other way, I said they didn't
punishment for that.
They didn't get a postseason. They didn't have a postseason game. They had scholarship reductions, and they had a postseason ban in 12.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, if Texas Tech came out
That's
right
what
now
I
and said,
said.
"Hey, we will not play in the playoff this year, even if we go 12-0, win every game 50-0," I think everybody would be like, "Okay, cool."
That's what I said. It's more of a function of the fact that, like, his argument, I'm like, yeah, that's true, but there were also other penalties and punishments going on. And
that's all anybody's asking for, right?
Joey McGuire came out and said, it's not like he murdered anybody.
Yeah. They had they put out like a 25-minute video last night. I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't really care to, but I don't know if you guys saw that. And you're like, oh, if he's so innocent,
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He's
most
not,
people don't.
He's not innocent.
Well, that's the thing.
It's documented. They
Yeah.
have all the proof. He's admitted to it. They have evidence of it.
I don't know who's running PR down there for them. They got a lot of money that they're throwing around at players, coaches, even softball players.
Yeah.
Maybe they should hire a
Cody Campbell
PR firm to be
the
like,
Penn
hey,
State thing was ridiculous. 'Cause I'm like, now it's not. Those things aren't the moral equivalency of each other. Like there were people that were really harmed in those situations, and there were penalties that were levied against them. If they would have came out and told Sorsby, hey, their appeal was a year is really harsh. Is for his mental health, he needs to be around his teammates. All that. Okay, we're going to give him a 6-game suspension.
Sure.
And I think people would be like, all right. I mean,
on the lighter side,
but there was still like it's half the season.
Yes.
Like you're getting suspended for 2 throwaway games up in Rochester. Like you're coming back for Houston on Friday night on Fox.
in a half a season too, where in a sport that you drop a game or two, and let's say he comes back and doesn't play well hypothetically, maybe the playoff committee's like Texas Tech 10-2 and Sorsby never looked right. Like it can kind of cost you your season. Sorry, Tito. They are very invested in. Like I mean, they might have the most expensive roster in the sport this year, and they paid Sorsby. I mean, what was it, $5, $6, $7 million?
I've seen $5 to $6 million.
Yeah.
Is what I've seen. Yes, at least 5. It could be closer to 6. One of the things you said, Bo, that I find interesting is that you said that if they came out and said he's going to be suspended 2 games, we're not going to play in the postseason, and do you think that would take all the heat off of them and all the heat off of Swords? If they just said that, if they said, you know what, he's going to miss the first 2 games, we are not going to play in the postseason.
I think that people would be fine with that.
You think they would say, like, okay, you know what, this is.
And you know what? I don't even think that's like right. I wouldn't want that to happen to all those other players. Like, I want like Sorsby in particular to be punished. Maybe the coaches too, because it seems like more details have come out. They knew exactly like what they were getting into, and they were just hoping that they could get by and not have anybody find out long enough. And then just the constant tone deaf arguments coming out of Texas Tech down there the last few days, like you said, Carp. The whole we didn't kill anybody.
I mean, Cody Campbell
what are we talking about? Like,
Georgia said
nobody's saying he did.
No,
but he broke the law technically. And he broke the rules, and he should be punished. That's all. And punished, like, reasonably, too. Not, like you said, the
little
two
slap
throwaway
on
game in Rochester.
So, like, and Cody Campbell had a tweet out about Georgia, like, and their players speeding and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I'm not saying that's not a real issue. But, like, you pointing at other stuff doesn't detract from what's going on right there.
Yeah.
Like, that all really happened. And you guys knew about it when you signed him. And you paid him.
Yes.
Here's what I'd say. I go, if they would have came out and said, hey, he's getting suspended 6 games, and you know what? This mental health and the addiction is such a big deal. He's going to donate $1 million of his NIL deal to mental health, addiction, some sort of charity, and do that.
Yeah.
I think people would say, okay.
I actually think Texas Tech would get a lot of people on their side if they, which the thing was he was like ineligible and they had to fight to get him eligible to play at all. But if they came out, I think
everybody expected them to appeal.
Yes, and I don't like totally blame them, honestly. And it's like, and I also think too, let's call it what it is. Like they paid him a lot of money, and they expect him to be really good this year.
Yeah.
So, and also, by the way, the backup quarterback is coming off of an injury,
torn ACL.
Yeah, and it's like, do you think that if I don't even want to throw a player's name out there because I don't think it's fair. But, like, let's be honest. If this was Ohio State's 4th string quarterback that did this, he'd probably just be kicked off the team, and nobody would care.
You bring that up, and that's the next question I was going to ask, Bodie, was that if Texas Tech has Tavion St. Clair as their backup quarterback, do they take a different stance on this? And
I think they do.
I think they do also.
And maybe they don't do it for the year. But maybe they're like, hey, we will do a 6-game suspension.
Right.
Because we know we can get a month, a month and a half. I don't know. But they probably are like, and granted, we went through their schedule maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was, and you look at it and you're like, I don't know, that backup quarterback probably be fine against
Abilene Christian and Oregon State.
And even a few more after that, honestly.
So you could look at it that way strategically.
I absolutely think that if they had a stronger quarterback depth chart behind him, especially the backup, obviously in particular, I do think they would be like, we don't want to lose him for the whole year, but we'll suspend him 4 games or 6 games. And
Berman had this discussion last night on the Buckeye show. Is that if and I want to believe in Bob. I'm glad you're here because, just because you're here. But I'm also glad, though, because I think that your perspective is important in this one. That from what I know on the outskirts, from the outside looking in, about Ryan Day and about Ross Bjork, I have to believe if something like this happened to an Ohio State starting quarterback, I'm not going to put a name on it, but Ohio State starting quarterback, that Ohio State would have a different a different perspective on what they would do as far as handling this. And now part of it, certainly you could say, well, yeah, they got a 5-star in the wing, and so it's easier to say, hey, we're benching him for 6 games, we're kicking him off the team, whatever it's going to be. It'd be easier to do it in certain situations, depending on what your backup is. But I want to believe, and I do believe, Bob, that if something like this happened to Ohio State, that Ohio State, regardless of the depth chart, would handle this differently than Texas Tech is.
Well, I think they'd fight for their guys. And one of the interesting questions is, if this was a guy on your team,
sure,
and a critical piece on your team as a fan, would you view it differently?
I think we all would. I mean, let's call it what it is, man. But, first off, the last thing I would want is the head coach, the biggest booster,
saying this stuff,
the AD, et cetera, going out of their way to, defend it. I almost think you either
defend it, it's justify it.
Yeah. I think it's I know this. If this was CJ Carr, would I want him to play this year? You're damn right I would. But I also wouldn't want Freeman going to bat and be like, he didn't kill anybody. No, man, just shut up. You won. You got the injunction.
So that's my point. Is all they had to say is we were going to fight for all our players.
Yeah.
And we went through the legal channels, and they declared him eligible to play. And so we're going to follow the law.
We kind of. I don't want to say played the system, and I don't know if they followed the system, but they did what they were allowed. They worked the system. They did what they were allowed to do. They were allowed to go to a local judge, get an injunction. Yeah. They did everything kind of within their right.
Mm-hmm.
Right or wrong, they did it within their right.
God bless America.
God bless America.
I just look at it, though,
just
Bob.
like O.J. Simpson. Still out there? I mean.
He's not still out there anymore.
He looked hard.
The killer could be out there.
It's tough because he never found him.
Which is unfortunate.
Who's going to take up that?
On this anniversary of the
death.
The killings.
Yes.
But it's they did everything within their right, and that's fine, and they kind of got away with it. But how about you don't go out of your way?
You don't need to take a victory lap.
And by the way, too, I do think, I'm with you, Bob, it would be even a 6-game suspension would be great. But even if Sorsby came out and said, you know what, I was an addict, I did wrong, blah, blah, blah. You know that huge NIL deal that everybody knows I got? I'm going to donate a huge chunk of it to
said give $1
some
million
cause.
to some sort of mental health or addiction
How about
services.
Just, animal shelter. Just for the dogs, for the cats and
you
dogs.
Get Rothman on your side then.
Exactly. Just try to win some people over.
And Bob, I guess that's a great point you made there about the I understand standing by your guy, and I understand defending your guy. And I think that Ryan Day, if he was in a situation like this, he would certainly, because of all the stuff he does with the mental health advocacy and things like that, he would totally be in the corner of let's help this person. Not necessarily let's help our quarterback situation. And I think that's what Texas Tech is doing. That's the difference.
What is Joey McGuire's task? What is he tasked with to do at Texas Tech?
It's to win games.
Yeah.
What do you think Ryan Day's tasked to do at Ohio State?
Oh, no, he absolutely has to win games, Bob. But I think there's a higher expectation with Ryan Day just based on –
Really?
I do. You don't think that – okay, what I'm saying, Bob, is Ryan Day, I think also, based on what he's done so far, okay, based on what he stands for.
So Ryan Day could be the best dude in the world, but if they go 4-8, then everybody's going to love him still?
Oh, no. Winning is going – no. Look,
okay,
if he's going 4-8.
What is he tasked with doing?
He is, first and foremost, winning football games. But I also think, though, he's high –
Nope. Everything you say after but doesn't matter.
You don't think he's held to a moral standard?
I'm not saying he's not, but the moral standard only applies when you're winning.
The moral standard, I think,
only applies if you're winning. Because if you're losing – then you'll use everything else to justify that.
No
That's
doubt
the fact
about
that you've been losing. And so this was the point. We had Pete Thamel on yesterday on my XM show. On XM, we were talking about this, and this was the point. Is that every college football coach, Joey McGuire's job, he might not even think this is right, but he needs his quarterback because if he doesn't win, he's going to get fired.
And So I'm not saying, Bob, that yes, if Ryan Day comes off and has 3 straight 4-8 seasons.
I'm not talking about 3 straight. I'm talking about going 4-8.
Okay, going 4-8. Nonetheless, the expectation though for Ryan Day.
It's not fun. I've lived it twice.
He didn't need to see it. He lived it.
Okay, we agree. Ryan Day's number one goal, number one thing he's expected to do is win games, right?
It's number one in the job description.
Number one in the job description. What's number one for Lane Kiffin?
Win games.
Do you have expectations for Lane Kiffin to behave at a certain level morally, and do you expect him to run a clean program with no controversy and to represent the university in a professional manner? Because I don't.
You know why? Because you hired a guy who's never exhibited any of those qualities.
Exactly. I'm not saying that Ryan Day
Ryan Day had never been a head coach before. You didn't know what he was.
We both know, though, Bob, that Ryan Day is. Would you have Ryan Day or Lane Kiffin coach your football team? Let's say they both win the same amount of games. Why would you have Ryan Day? Why though? If they had the same amount of wins.
Because I like Ryan more.
Okay, but that's not. I mean, you like Ryan more, sure, but I mean, if they both have the same amount of games, you should want them equally.
If you win, the other stuff is nice to have.
That's all I'm saying. Yes, it's nice to have.
You're not. You're saying I'm saying the number one job is to win.
Yes.
The other things are nice to have. Okay, I don't care how good the sides are if my steak sucks. Okay?
Right.
So I'm not going to worry about those. Oh, this place had the best sides ever. No, my steak was overcooked. It was terrible. It wasn't very good. That only the peripheral things only matter if winning is there.
If Ryan Day and Lane Kiffin win the same amount of games, though, I want Ryan Day as my coach because of the fact of all the other things he brings. And I think that's important.
I don't know.
You're changing the argument of what
yeah, because I think, would you rather have Lane Kiffin going 11-1, or Ryan Day going 9-3?
11-1, 9-3. I think.
Come on.
No, for the long term or for one season?
I don't know.
Well, that's the difference.
Does it matter?
It does matter because you can have guys. John Calipari can come in and bring your program to great heights for a couple years. When he leaves, you're going on probation.
Not anymore.
Well, I just
that stuff's legal now.
You're right, Bob. I'm just saying though that Lane Kiffin, look at the way he leaves programs, and they rarely, like the next year, are great again. Like he always leaves he leaves with a trail of controversy sometimes, and it's a bad look for the university.
I get that, but all of these coaches, every coach out there, I tell you, Marcus Freeman would do the same thing. They're going to fight for their guy. They may not go out and say, "Well, we didn't murder anybody," or "We didn't molest any little kids." People, why aren't they playing us? You know,
they were older kids. Yeah,
I mean, none of these things. But they would fight for their guy to play. I'm telling you that right now,
sure
regardless of who the backup quarterback is. Because there's a reason that guy's the backup and not the starter. And that was a Pete Thamel. He goes, God loved Tavian St. Clair because I'm sure he's going to be great. But don't you think for a second that Ryan Day would rather have Julian Sayin starting? Because if he didn't, he'd just start Tavian right now.
When you fight for their guy or fight for their guy to play, I think are two different things. I feel like Ryan Day would have a different perspective. He would fight for his guy, yes. But would he fight for him as vehemently as Texas Tech is with Sorsby? I don't know.
The point is,
I think he would.
I think they would fight the same.
I don't think Ryan Day would come out the next day and be like, "What's wrong with you guys? What are you talking about?" But I can't guarantee it. But I feel very comfortable saying they would.
Just about every. Yeah. There's not a coach I think that wouldn't come out and try to get their guy eligible.
At least not at the level that Texas Tech, Ohio State, LSU, whatever, expects to be this year, next 3 years,
Ohio
5
State's
years,
ranked
10
in
years.
top 1, 2, 3. Pick your publication.
Everywhere.
You pull their starting quarterback out, who we just talked about, who was the third-team All-American list. That's not the reality anymore moving forward.
I just feel like the Day in Ohio State would handle this a hell of a lot differently than Texas Tech is.
How they would handle the
outcome,
PR of it.
Yeah,
right.
But not how they would probably handle everything else that goes around it.
Then
the actual process.
So then I understand what you're saying about how Texas Tech's they played the system, and that's the way I think most people feel that way. They played the system, and the fact that they were able to get this injunction, because if Ohio State had a judge named Woody Griffin who went to Ohio State, there'd be an injunction here as well. That would also happen.
Yeah.
And so, but then Bob, I guess I am
naive.
That's a strong. I was saying head in the sand. Hey, head in the sand means naive means I'm stupid. Head in the sand just means I'm ignoring it. Maybe they're the same things. That's fine, Bodie. I'm just saying. I think I want to believe I want to believe that Ohio State and Ryan Day would fight for their guy, but not fight as hard for their guy to play.
How, though? So do you think they wouldn't go try to get an injunction?
I think Ohio State might.
By the way,
yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not saying Ryan Day would, though.
But
This isn't like-
Tito, that's the exact same thing, though.
Yes.
What do you mean Ohio State would and Ryan Day wouldn't? You think Ross Bjork is going to go talk to Ryan? And if Ryan went to him and honestly said, you know what, we can play St. Clair this year, we'll be fine. Ross is going to get in his car and be like, all right, let me go find the judge.
And by the way, this is a lot of these appeals, they've all been pushed by the player.
Sure.
And so, like, if Sorsby said, hey, I filed this injunction, he's the one that hired Kessler and done all this.
Yeah.
Hey, I appealed it. I'm eligible now. You say, Ryan, they're going to say you're not playing?
Or if he was like, you know what, I'll just go to the supplemental draft.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I would want to believe, Bob, that Ryan Day and Ohio State would do something like,
if Julian Saint came to him and said, hey, I'm eligible, you're good. Sit on down.
Yeah.
Maybe they impose a 6-game suspension at the university level.
I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
There's not a Division I coach out there that would do it. Now, the way that they would handle it is different. You're saying not push, but not as hard. I don't even know what that means.
Push for the player. Push and fight for the player as far as the things that go on with if it's an addiction, if this is a mental health thing, and you want the guy to be a part of the team, fight for all of those things.
What do you have to fight for?
Well, you're defending your player. You're trying to get. I want my player involved. If I believe that my player involved with this team is best for his mental health and well-being and development and recovery from whatever this is, if all of that is part of that, I believe based on Ryan Day's past and the things he's advocated for, he would fight for that very hard. Yeah. He would say, this is best for the human being, for the player, for the teammate, for the young man. This is best for him.
Okay.
He might also say, though, he does not deserve to play the entire season because of things he did.
Well,
he's still being punished.
Sorsby isn't playing the entire season.
Close.
Okay. I would hope that Ohio State, though, and I'm
telling you the answer is no.
Okay.
I think especially too. I think
what you're describing is like some sort of alternate reality of like, yeah, you're gonna fight for the kid, but not for him to play. Like, by the way, and I said this isn't Texas Tech. If Sorsby's comes to him, hey, I won my injunction, I'm eligible.
Texas
you know
Tech,
what? We're going to set you down anyway. It's not happening.
It's not at Texas Tech, but
it's not happening here either.
Okay.
I don't think it's happening anywhere.
It's not happening anywhere.
I don't think you have to look at Ohio State and be like, by God, you should be better than Texas Tech. It's like, no, man, they would all do it. That's fine. It's perfectly okay to say and you know what? I'm not a fan. I don't even sports gamble myself. I don't really care to and whatever. And I'm not going to act like I still think Sorsby should be punished. But I also don't totally blame Texas. I do get what they're saying of he didn't kill anybody. Now they probably didn't need to come out and say that as emphatically as they did.
Right.
But it's it's fine. Like I said, I don't agree with a 2-game punishment or whatever. But
sure.
I also wouldn't blame any coach for fighting for their player because they're trying to win as many games as possible. And it also may be behind doors saying look, he's not a bad kid. Yeah. What he did was wrong. And he's going to say, and by the way, too, I think especially if you're Ryan Day, you don't open up with Abilene Christian and Oklahoma State.
Oregon
I think
State.
Ryan Day,
Oregon State, right.
I think Ryan Day would be looking at that week 2 matchup and be thinking, if we could go down to Austin with Saint or St. Clair starting, I'd much rather have Julian Saint.
Then maybe
beat him last year.
You know what? Because I don't know, Bob, and you can speak to this more than I can, obviously. But I would think Tressel may have a different perspective as well, and I could be wrong on that too.
Okay, so how do you think Jim Tressel got fired?
I know he got fired for lying to protect his players.
So there you go.
He got fired for protecting his players.
There you go.
Do you think he would still do it now, though?
What do you mean?
Do you think he would, after that happened the way it did, do you think he would still lie to protect his players? Based on what happened?
I think he would protect his players.
Do you think he would lie to do it, though?
What is Ryan Day? What would you be lying about in this situation?
I'm asking, do you think Tressel, though, would have a different perspective on this than Texas Tech does? That's all.
No, because there's no lying. And what is Texas Tech lying about?
You asked why he got fired. That's why I brought up lying.
That's my point. But it's to protect his players.
Right.
Okay, so what are they doing right here?
Do you think that Tressel then would be
answer the question. What are they doing?
Right now they're trying to protect their starting quarterback.
There you go.
Not protecting the player, protecting their starting quarterback. If he was a third-string quarterback,
who was one of those people involved in that?
I know it was Pryor. I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like, what do you want out of this? I'm telling you what it is. I'm giving you all the details of what happened, and we're relitigating it now. And a similar situation happened here, and he went to bat and trying to protect his players and potentially concealing some things, or maybe didn't go about the right route to protect his guys at the expense of his job.
Right, and I think though, Bob, that I guess I have a different perspective. I have a different image than of Ryan Day and Jim Tressel as far as what
I'm not saying they're not good humans. I'm not trying to say they're bad guys. They're great.
Right.
I would not want. Two of those guys are two of the most morally appealing men that you'll find. Like they uphold a high standard. That doesn't mean that they're not gonna go try to get their guy to play.
And I also think, too, and I don't mean for this to be disrespectful, Tito, I think you're just wrong. I totally appreciate where your heart's coming from on this.
Yeah.
Because I think back in the past, we all used to be like, oh, those bad people down in the SEC, they're paying their players. How dare they? And we all probably loved to act like our teams weren't doing it.
Right.
But, like, let's be honest. I'm sure there were some Ohio State players who made money.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there were some
Yes.
Notre Dame players who made money.
Happens everywhere.
But we kind of just like, it wasn't maybe as like right in front of your face the way the SEC did it. And I think that's kind of, we just want in our hearts for like we want, even celebrities. We like to think our favorite singers, actresses, actors are good people. And even if sometimes there's blatant evidence that they're not, you still kind of maybe just block it out of your head. Because you know what? Because Top Gun's awesome. And maybe Tom Cruise is a little nuts. But you know what? He makes some pretty badass movies. And that's okay.
Right.
But it's also wrong. And not wrong to feel that way. It's just wrong to basically say, like, yeah, Tom Cruise is perfect, though.
Would it bother you if Freeman had this perspective? I know you want to win. I know, and I get that.
It wouldn't bother me if he came out and tried to make CJ Carr eligible. If he came out afterwards and did said all this crap that McGuire and the AD and Cody Campbell have said, yes, that would bother me. But even then, and guess what? Even then, Sunday night, Labor Day weekend, guess what? I hope Carr throws for 1,000,000 yards against Wisconsin.
I know.
And I'm telling you, like, in my heart, I would, like, feel a little guilty about it. But the second that ball kicks off, I'm like, it's game time. Here we go. It's kind of like the student-athletes thing. We all want the players to go to class and get good grades and, like, get real majors, not basket weaving and whatnot, or fake classes like Carolina made up. But at the end of the day, I think we all kind of know, for the most part, all these guys are kind of taking classes that aren't the hardest majors, and maybe their grades, they get a lot of help to make sure things get done.
Absolutely.
And they pass classes. Do I think schools up here do it better than the SEC? I do. I don't really have any proof of that. It's just like kind of, I feel like a general sense and maybe a guess. But I also am not going to pretend like CJ Carr, Julian Sayans, and whatever the hardest degree is out there, rocket science or whatever. Like, I'm sure he's probably in an easier thing. And you know what? Some of those guys, that's okay, because guess what?
They're going to
either a year and a half from now or 2 years from now, like they're, and like I said, I think it's fine to think that way, because in our hearts, like, that's what we want to believe.
Right.
But I think there's probably a decent amount of evidence that's not the case. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with us as fans feeling that way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with these athletes and football teams now at this point. We're pretty far behind, pretty far beyond the student athletes. Like, hey, football's just extracurricular.
I think on the juiced level, we've already exceeded that. We're going to try to still tell you what's got us juiced next. Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Brianna Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple: to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
When you think of brands that are customer focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Bobby's knees hurt from doing battle with some of football's toughest warriors. Tito's knees hurt from begging Bobby to let him host this show.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice, Bodie. It's a Friday. Let's tell people what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Bob, Friday. Lead us off, my man.
You know, what's amazing is there's a lot of good stuff in the chat going on now.
Chat's popping off.
The chat is popping off. And Emily's great chatter in here, and avid listener to a lot of different stuff that we do. And she's like, the adults are failing. I go, the reality is that Texas Tech Houston game is a Friday night game for Fox.
Yeah.
And will probably be the highest rated Friday night game of the year.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah,
And so, and she's like, you know, the adults are failing. I was like, I don't disagree, but this is more of a societal thing. Like, we're going to complain about it all we want. But as a society, there's going to be a high level of intrigue because there's a lot of people who had no idea who Brendan Sorsby was.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're finding out about him. Like, and they're going to tune in. Is this kid even worth all the trouble? Like, why did I tune in to start watching the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals? So I'm like, let me find out about this Wemby guy. Like,
yeah,
I've heard he's pretty good. Like, they're about ready to potentially beat the defending champs. Like, this dude, I've heard a lot of stuff about it. Let's see if it's worth the hype.
Yeah.
And I'm a very casual NBA fan, but I want to see if this guy's worth the hype. It's going to drive people there. I mean, that's just what we are as a society. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I agree with it. I just try to, people get mad. They're like, why do you, I'm like, I'm not telling you this is what I believe. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I've seen this enough. What's got me juiced? It's Friday, Bodie. Juice for you to go to Destin. Maybe we'll see you again. Maybe we won't.
Come back.
Maybe you'll be one of the guys on a paddle boat slinging slushies at the sandbar.
Chick-fil-A. Nuggets and fries. Anybody want any?
You know, it's just like it's the DoorDash on the water. You know, it'll be great. Like Aquaman out there swimming around. It'll be great. Jason Momoa, who was also born on the same day as me, so we'll get to that here at the end of the month, or I guess
Drago.
Start of August. Yeah, R.I.P. But what else? What's got me juiced? We'll hopefully get AJ on today. They did an unbelievable thing. They called it the Program Feud yesterday.
Okay.
They had McAfee had all his everyday dudes, and then they had Laura Rutledge, Mina Kimes, Dan
Orlovsky,
and Adam Schefter
Okay.
They were all in studio, and he did it in the Thunderdome.
Like a Family Feud?
It was
program
Family Feud style. All of them lined up, going back and forth. It was awesome. And Pat was Steve Harvey out there. He had the little microphone.
Was this on like YouTube or something?
It was on the show yesterday. I was
okay.
watching
Well,
it.
I'm thinking of replay.
Yeah, you can find it on replay.
Okay.
Either probably on ESPN or YouTube or whatever it
Yeah.
is. I'm sure if you search it, you can find it. It was hilarious. And it was the whole show, 2 hours of it. I was watching, just sitting there hanging out. It was a lot of fun. So that had me juiced, positive way. Got a chance to did an event yesterday with the family, Joshua Perry, over at the Longenberger House, Alumni House. And it's funny, their CEO was they had like 4 or 5 people that were Indiana grads. CEO, Indiana grad. And I've tried to tell, Indiana has like more CEOs, like Fortune 500 companies, I think, than just about any other school. And it's wild. And so we were talking about that and just their prospects. And that was a lot of fun. And Ohio State and how they were just happy that they had been good. And like, hopefully the dream isn't over yet. I'm like, Indiana's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be 11-1 good, but they're probably not going to be 8-4 bad. And by the way, they go 8-4, we'll take that.
Yeah.
9-3, awesome. It's like as long as we're just not 4-8. So that was a lot of fun. Getting to see Archie Griffin last night back in from Florida was awesome. Love the guy. He's one of the greatest ambassadors you could have for your program. And Arch is 72 now. I think he's a year older than my dad. And my kids were there, and they never got a chance to meet him. So my 2 youngest boys, I pulled them out of the pool, had them go shake Archie's hand, and then a bunch of the other kids came over and said hi to him. And he was very, very gracious, as he always is, just an awesome human being. On social media, people have said he's sick and he's dying. He goes, I'm actually good. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
Never better.
Are you okay? I've heard some things. Everything good? Healthy? He goes, oh, I'm fine, Bobby. Because I see this stuff on the social media. I don't know where it all comes from. He's like, I'm good. I'm like, well, I'm glad. It's good to hear. I'm glad to know you're doing well. And then I didn't really talk about this yesterday was Thursday. So Wednesday, we went and got a new dresser for our bedroom, and it was large and it was pretty nice. And so generally, Bodie, more like something in life, the heavier the furniture it is, the nicer it is, because that means it's made with made of wood.
Makes sense.
Real sturdy, like Chubbs' hand. And I thought I could have RJ and I take this thing up the stair, get into our bedroom. I got it into the house, which that was a miracle in and of itself with RJ and I. Probably weighed about 350 pounds. I think I underestimated it a little bit. I think I overestimated his strength. So I had Schleggs come over.
Deadlift this
sucker. I mean,
sucker.
Schleggs and I barely got it up there. He was pushing it. I took ratchet straps. I wrapped them around it and wrapped it around my waist. And I harnessed in. And I'm like, I'm going to I don't know if you've ever seen like a squat machine. I'm going to squat this up and we'll do it one at a time and pull. It's like digging into my back.
Oh, yeah.
It was a mess. Schleggs is underneath it at the end, looking like the guy out of 300. Like it's on his back. He's like pushing it up because we had to take it straight up at the end because the way our ceiling hit. Oh my gosh. We got it in there.
Nice.
And we didn't destroy my walls and floor, which was even better. And Schleggs like, all right, go Bucks. Good job. And he's like, both of us just dripping sweat. It was unreal.
And guess what? If you guys ever move out of that house, furniture stays.
So I've got a video of Schleggs and I taking a piano up the stairs in our old house. And that, we were both younger and stronger. I don't know if we could have done that today.
Over by Barrington, that house over there?
Yes. I mean, the problem is it's a narrow.
It's small.
My wife goes, don't you think you should get other people? I go, it's a single stairwell. You can't get anybody else on this.
Yeah.
So Schleggs was on the back. He was on the top. He would lift it. He'd go 1, 2, 3, and he would lift, and then I would shove. Lift and shove. My dad's holding me because I'm like, if this piano rolls down, I mean, it would have crushed, it would have killed me. It would have rolled me right over me and killed me. It would have been, my dad's holding me. I'm like, dude, you're going to die. Just get away. At least if I die, it's on me. But we got that thing up there. And so Schleggs is the best mover. Him and my brother George, because they're like gorillas. So that had me juiced. My wife is going somewhere on the East Coast. I'm not even sure where this weekend with my daughter for lacrosse. So they're going to be leaving here in like a half hour. And I'm going to be up in Olentangy with Cullen for some lax. And I think we might even get a chance to get down to our river house at some point this weekend. So all that has me juiced in a big way. Bodie, what Schleggs got to say?
The biggest thing that we have to do is you can't have self-inflicted wounds, a.k.a.
Is that like a womb that you bear a child in or a wound that you get injured in?
Wound.
I think that was a soft D on the first one.
Yeah, well, I mean.
You don't want a soft D,
No, I'm just kidding. Nobody wants a soft D.
Oh, that man is something.
He also called, there's a couple of those in there. Because I used to let it slide, and he was talking about Kerry Combs.
Oh,
he
yeah.
called him Larry Combs,
yeah.
and I'm like,
yep, heard
he
that
called him
one.
Larry. He goes, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I'm like,
I
we
think he
have
did.
the audio.
Yeah.
And Beam's like, he did. He's like, don't digress me.
The S on Burrows, even though I think it's just Joe Burrow, if I'm not mistaken.
But more of them are better.
That's true. If Cincinnati had 2 of them the last few years, they'd be in good shape. All right, Bob, we did it. We made it all the way through. I don't really know what I thought was going to happen. I was just kind of just enjoying the ride. I did not have old Daryl Stingley boy ending up on the Iron Throne. I'll be honest. That was not. Wouldn't he? If I had, I'm trying to think. He probably would have been 4th or 5th on the list on my betting odds at least. I don't know what they were 8 years ago when the show came out. But old Bran the Broken, good for him, man. The back half of season 8 was a little rough. They rushed through so much that, like, the plot really... Like, I didn't mind the plot,
but it suffered.
But it went so fast that, like, we spent 7.5 seasons with Daenerys being this, like, good-hearted, like, I'm going to do right. And then it was just like, boom, actually, let's just kill everybody possible.
Yeah.
And we're going to break the wheel together. Or not. I'm going to actually stab you in the sternum, and we're going to be over with this thing real quick. So I enjoyed it overall. Still a great show. I would say...
I wonder where that dragon went, though.
I know. That's, look, Jon Snow came back once, so maybe 5, 6, 10 years down the line, we get some stronger showrunners there than whoever was running season 8. We fire this sucker back up.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you saw this. I have no idea what the movie was or anything. I just saw it kind of floating around on social media. But I guess Kit Harington and Sansa, whose real name I cannot remember, Sophie Turner, are at a new movie coming out soon, and they're like love interest.
Oh,
they were
nice.
talking about how, like, that's brother and sister there. Although I guess in Game of Thrones that was not very uncommon, but. Yeah, I still enjoyed it overall. I think I've mentioned to you before that there's been times over the years where I was like, I've heard the last season so bad I'm not even going to watch. That, like, is not even a thought. Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
Frankly, even, like, the first half of season 8, I enjoyed. It was just those last few episodes, like, fell off to the point. And I know, like, ending shows are hard, man, but...
It felt like they were just trying to get it over.
To the point there where it was like, geez, fellas, like, whoever was running the show, it was just like, oh my goodness, like, you guys, like, and I'm not even saying this because I enjoyed it and wanted to see more. There genuinely could have been another, like, season's worth just to, like, lay out the plot. And that would have been a little bit better, but still enjoyed it overall. I would still call it easily one of my favorite shows. The first 7.5 seasons are so good that even a little bit of a bitter ending I'm not gonna get too worked up over, but that had me juiced to get that knocked out last night, so that was fun there. And then super juiced to be leaving probably 24 hours, maybe 25, 26 hours to be at the airport and getting ready to head down to Destin for the week. So that all has me juiced here, Tito, on this Friday. What has you juiced, sir?
God, Destin's beautiful. I've had fun every time I've gone down there.
Yeah, we've been down a bunch, and definitely looking forward to it again. I also will say real quick, I know we're way up against it here, but at my mom and stepdad's house, the basement door is like right up against kind of like another wall. It's just like a single hallway there. And then also when you go down the steps, it isn't until you get about 3/4 the way down that it like opens into the basement. It's like closed wall. We have moved couches and other things down there. I haven't even been a part of all the moving, but I've been a part of enough of it that, Bob, some of your stories there were a little bit of PTSD. I mean, the most recent couch that they took out of to put a newer one in there, they just sawed it. It wasn't coming out, so they just cut it into 3 or 4.
Getting rid of it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like, you know what? This is going to be much easier than trying to yank this thing out of there, and all of us, plus half the walls getting beat to hell. But, go ahead, Tito.
That's always fun. You can walk around my house. You can see where I actually move furniture. You can see look at the walls.
There,
I remember, Tito did that right there. I had to think of the old house.
That was the peg right-hand corner of the couch. That one was the
That's
recliner.
why I tell my kids, you put the hands on the corners. You'd rather you can break a handle heel, the wall you got to fix.
That's one way of looking at it.
At the
what's stronger, your bones or that drywall?
Well, you got to replace the drywall. I don't like that.
At the old house from previous administration, we took cabinets out. We redid the cabinets in the kitchen, so we had cabinets that we then decided to put in the garage to hang up, and bought a cheap stub finder. And I can make the joke about it kept going off every time I touched it, but I'm not going to make that joke, Bob. I'm better than that. But a cheap stud finder, though. And so I had never really done anything like this where I was trying to drill the holes into the studs.
You couldn't tell that when you drilled in it wasn't the stud, though?
I could tell eventually, yes. Not right at the moment, though. But if the cabinets got hung up, they were fine. But before they got hung up, it looked like there was a mob hit with how many holes were in that wall from where they were. Now, great, it was perfect. You can't see them. But in the moment, though, before I actually had all of it in there, it looked like Gotti had been through there or something, and it had angered somebody because it was just like all over randomness where they would be, but it did end up working out eventually. Let's see what's got me juiced. Daughter heading to like a swim camp type thing at Kenyon this weekend. My wife's going to take her up there today for that. She's gone all weekend, staying in a college dorm, which, and she had a sleepover last night with friends. So I'm sure she's going to be in a great mood today because I think they were up very, very late last night before I could hear her down in the basement. But that's going on right now. I did not, because of other things came up, did not make a dent in the mulch yesterday, Bob. It will happen today, though. I'm actually going to take time off from the other job to spend a few hours getting the mulch knocked out today. I would say I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not. I'm looking forward to being done, but I'm not looking forward to the actual task of doing it and having to move all that mulch that we talked about yesterday, the big pile of mulch, and move that around. So not looking forward to that, but looking forward to the end result. That'll be today. But that's all got me juiced, so it should be a fun weekend. Bodie, I miss you. I'll miss you. Please come back, though. Don't listen to this guy. Come back to him. I don't care what happens. If you win a lottery down there, no, just come back, Bodie. Just come back. Coming up next, what do you think, Bob? What are the chances we get AJ on?
50-50, I don't know.
All right. If not AJ, we'll have more witty banter and great storytelling. That's next Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game. And I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
Tito has had 2 wives. They've both been named Heather. If you know someone named Heather, please warn her. This is Morning Juice.
Do we have this guy on? Now, let's go ahead and play his open then. Let's do it.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town? The opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals. So whether it's an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep it running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Now welcoming on a guy from Dublin, or living in Dublin right now. AJ, are we back from Indy, from the Family Feud?
Yes, I got back last night after we lost in a narrow margin to the NFL Live crew, and the Pat's version, our version of the Family Feud. But it was fun. I would have loved to win though, but we took an L.
So you're 0-2 now in like your Family Feud style games. I mean, what do we need to do to maybe turn that around?
I don't know. To be honest with you, this problem every time that I've gotten to play twice now. First time my team got skunked. We got beat like 395-0. This time it was a little bit closer, but it's tough because you got to figure out like the answers. There's no like right answer. It's basically what do the people that they poll, like what are they thinking when they ask questions? So it's tough. Like that's what makes the game good. I think you got to figure out like what are these random people that got polled? What's their demo? What do they watch? What age are they possibly, and who do they like? So it's difficult.
Did you feel good though beating Schefter when you were up there?
Oh yeah, I mean I wanted to at least win my one-on-one matchup and hit the buzzer and get the number one answer, which I did. I was lucky enough in my little face-off. But the fast money thing, I've never got to do fast money. That'd be fun. But Dan Orlovsky got on there with Laura Rutledge. They killed it. They did really good. I think Dan got like 160 in his round of the fast money.
Did you ever have a beef with a reporter? A reporter that said something or reported something about you that really bothered you, or had a take on something that bothered you? And did you ever have a beef with a certain reporter or not?
No, I never really had any big issues. We got up in Green Bay when we were selling our house there. I think during my 4th or 5th season in Green Bay, and a guy that we know, a local beat writer, actually like put our address in like his store in the paper or whatever, and that was weird for me. I was like, man, you got to like. Everyone knows when I'm gone, when I'm on an away game and everything, and you just put my address out there for everybody. And I think he came up with some excuse or acted like he didn't do it or didn't mean to, but it wasn't too. It was all right, but in the moment, it was kind of weird. It was having a severely pregnant wife at home and everyone knowing when I was gone. So that was one thing, but I never really had any big issues.
Yeah, that is one thing, because everybody knows when you're gone, when you're home, they can see you on TV, see you in a game, and someone brought that up to me. I'd never really thought about that before, obviously. So there's a need for some privacy going on there. What do we have on the docket for youth sports this weekend?
We're full go lacrosse right now. That's going on. Everybody's playing. We were down in Lebanon last weekend playing. It was fun, a good time down there. I went back and forth to that, but basketball's in full force for people. I know the month of June is like for high school, and the AAU stuff takes a pause. So my daughter's going down to Florida next week for a basketball situation. I won't be going, but she's going to go down during the week. My wife's taking her, and everybody else is here running around, man. It's fun. I tell you what, it's pretty humid outside. I don't know about you guys, but you stand outside for 10 minutes and it's crazy. It's like you're in a sauna. I feel like I'm in South Florida every once in a while here. So I'm still adjusting and trying to get used to that.
Bag of Corn Bob wants to ask, have you ever had a personal issue with a player on an opposing team, a team you played against, and it affected your play towards them?
Sorry, I cut out.
That's okay.
If I had an issue with
somebody you played against, like an issue, personal issue, whatever, against somebody you were playing against, and it affected the way you approached the game against them.
No, I mean, there's always people that you might be frustrated with, or you're not a fan of what they may be doing or how they're how they're talking or carry themselves. And I wouldn't change the way I play, but anything, everything can be used as motivation. So it's always fun when you have some animosity towards somebody on the other team. You're not going to, I would never do anything dirty or whatever. Like that used to happen if guys would dive at my leg or dive at my knees or legs or whatever. And they were kind of like, known as dirty players. I never had any issues with that. But I would always tell them like, hey, if you're going to cheap shot me late, just try to hit me in the head. Try to knock me out and shut my brain off. Don't try to tear my ACL. Like I can handle you coming at, you could hit me in the head, hit me up high. I always thought it was like I just thought it was the coward's way. If you're diving at someone's knee, I'm like, anyone can do that. A 3-year-old can try to take my knee out from behind, but like a real competitor is going to try to take my head off. And I always would try to explain that to those linemen that would dive at my knees after the whistle.
Exactly. Like, by the way, undefeated against concussions, AJ. So, like, you're just telling them to bring it on. Like, see what you got, because probably couldn't do anything anyway. Before we get you out of here, you're going to be watching the USA World Cup tonight?
You know what? I'm not the biggest soccer enthusiast, but yeah, I probably will. I like anything when people can put the stars and stripes on and do it for our country. So I kind of like what I'm hearing from this new coach that we have and the players. It sounds like he wants these guys to be super gritty and tough and not flop all over the place. And so I'm a fan of that style of soccer. So hopefully they can get a win tonight. What is it, 9 p.m. the game tonight?
I believe that's true. Yep.
It'll be fun to watch.
He is AJ Hawk. He is better at Press Your Luck than Family Feud. AJ, we appreciate the time. Have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck, and we'll talk again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet. That was AJ Hawk joining us there. The youth sports, yeah, Bob. Fix that youth sports calendar. Can you fix that? It's just year-round.
Oh,
there's never breaks.
No, there's something always going on. I mean, when you talked about it, the American model where people play more games than they practice, and so hopefully I've tried to lean into that with my youngest son, and we're going to practice more than we play, so it's also going to free up some time.
Yeah, it's
you just tell people no, you have to play and everything.
I know you don't have to, Bob, but then it's
you just told me you identified the problem, and now the solution.
I know. I'm just saying it's a challenge sometimes because when you've got your kids are like this. I know they want to compete. Like, they really want to compete. And, you roll a ball out there. I know this is my limited time being around Caleb. You roll a ball out there, whatever the sport is, he's going to play it. And he wants to play it to the best, and he wants to compete in that. And I know the same thing. Artie's the same way, where it's like you roll it out there, he wants to do it. And it's the challenge sometimes, and it's not a challenge you can't overcome. But the challenge sometimes, though, is just getting them to understand the steps in it, and that there's other processes, that there's the end result. Yeah. If you take the steps the right way, then the end result will be better. Whereas, but it's society and kids, like, it's the instant gratification of I won today.
That's fine. We can go play in the backyard. We can do that. We don't have to go travel places to go do that. Anything.
Before we get out of here real quick, then you mentioned that. Were you like Jordan? Don't ever let your kids win? Anything?
I mean, I'd let them beat me when they beat me, they'd beat me.
Right, but you never let them?
No.
In anything?
No.
Like Monopoly, you're out there doing like Jordan.
Especially in stuff like that. But like in sporting contests,
right, yes.
I mean, that's.
All right. Folks, the chat was live today. We appreciate that. Thank you for everything, being here with us all week, supporting the show. I mentioned that I'll try to get an update on show shirts, because I know people asking about that. I got a couple messages about that. Bodie, enjoy it, but not too much. Don't enjoy it too much. Come back. We are back on Monday with Isaiah while Bodie's got his feet in the sand. This has been Morning Juice.